Bledsoe was arrested.
Patrick Montgomery was in court.
Jonathan Manapa will stay in federal custody.
No, I don't take responsibility at all.
Everyone, welcome to the show. So 29-year-old Pennsylvania resident and Army veteran Robert Morss messaged a friend on November 6th of 2020. And he wrote in part, quote, "It's not time to be violent yet, but when the day comes, they will know where I stand." In another message on December 31st of 2020, Morss shared a digital invitation for January 6th. You guys may have seen this. And he added, quote, "It's going down." A lot of W's, a lot of exclamation points, all in caps, by the way. Then on January 4th of 2021, Morss texted another friend, and he said that he was going to be wearing his plate carrier and that he was, quote, "ready for anything and everything." On January 6th, Morss was seen on the Capitol grounds. He was dressed in head-to-toe camouflage. He had goggles. His vest was filled with the armored plates, and he had a knife and a pair of scissors tucked inside of the vest, which you could see. So Morss made his way to the Lower West Terrace, where he was seen on body cam footage. He was grabbing an officer's baton. He was trying to rip it away from him. And then from there, Morss moved to another police line, and he started to pull on the bike rack barricades. So at some point, Morss saw several officers in the crowd. They were surrounding a January 6th convict named Alan Byerly. Wasn't a convict at the time. He was just an attendee. But Byerly had activated a stun gun, and the police were trying to disarm him. So Morss ran over and he tried to pull Byerly away from the police. But when he failed at doing that, then he physically attacked one of the officers so that the officer couldn't assist in the arrest of Byerly. A while after that, Morss was back at the barricades, and this time he successfully yanked a bike rack away from an officer and he dragged it into the mob. Several minutes after that, the police line collapsed, thanks to Morss. In part, at least. And so Morss continued to assist in forcing the police line back. And he was heard saying, quote, "Take a look around, back up. We are going to take our capital back." A few minutes after that, Morss was seen on video struggling over a flagpole with an officer. And then someone in the crowd threw a helmet visor at an officer. And when that officer attempted to retrieve it from the ground, Morss grabbed it. He grabbed onto it as the officer picked it up, and he tried to pull it away from him. They fought over it for a while. He eventually gave up. About 20 minutes after that, Morss entered the Lower West Terrace tunnel. So he, in that tunnel, joined in that collective push against the police. Morss then moved to the front of the police line in the tunnel, and then he assisted others in ripping a police shield away from an officer, and then they helped to move it out of the tunnel through the crowd. So sometime later, he yelled for everyone with a shield to back up and organize, and then he said for them to make a shield wall. Then he joined in the mob in pushing against the police again. He took part in the collective heave-ho effort. And then after leaving the tunnel, Morss was seen on video entering the Capitol through a broken window that led to a Senate office. Then Morss joined the others in handing a chair out to the mob, which was likely used as a tool, as a weapon. They were breaking down the furniture and using it as weapons, like the table legs, the chair legs. Following the Capitol attack, Morss wrote a lengthy note on his phone, like to himself, and it read in part, quote, "Should I have to appeal before a judge, what am I going to say? You ask if I regret my involvement and what happened on the 6th? My answer is a resounding no." So Morss was arrested on June 11th of 2021, and he was charged with 3 counts of robbery, 2 counts of assaulting officers, obstructing an official proceeding, civil disorder, disorderly conduct on restricted grounds with a dangerous weapon, physical violence on restricted grounds with a dangerous weapon, disorderly conduct on Capitol grounds, and physical violence on Capitol grounds. Morss refused a plea deal, and in a stipulated bench trial in August of 2022, he was found guilty of robbery, assaulting officers, and obstructing an official proceeding. Based on the most serious of the felony convictions, he was looking at up to 20 years in prison, 3 years of probation, and $250,000 in fines. This time, the prosecutor requested a pretty healthy term. They asked the judge to impose a terrorism enhancement, so the government asked for 109 months in prison, 3 years of probation, and $2,000 in restitution. U.S. District Judge Trevor McFadden presided over this case, and he told Morss that he appeared to be, quote, completely out of control. And then the judge also said, quote, unlike other rioters who came expecting violence from Antifa, I think you came prepared to fight law enforcement. Morss also spoke at the sentencing hearing, and he told Judge McFadden, quote, all I can offer to you to prove the truthfulness of my statements is a broken and contrite heart. In the end, the judge rejected the terrorism enhancement. Unfortunately, he's done so in every case, and he ended up sentencing Morss to 66 months in prison, 2 years of probation, and $2,000 in restitution. Morss also has been in jail for about 2 years so far, so he'll likely receive credit for time served. Considering how violent he was, this is an insult to every officer who was there that day. I get he doesn't have a criminal history, but you know what? He also refused to accept responsibility. He refused to take a plea deal. And another thing that pissed me off was the government said in their sentencing memo, quote, the United States is not seeking a fine, but requests an accounting of the more than $50,000 that the defendant has raised since his arrest. Why are they not seeking a fine? Why should any of these people profit off of their violent actions? So anyway, guys, I will let you know if I hear any more. Thank you so much for watching and listening. Please like this video, share it, subscribe if you have not. Become a supporter of the show financially if you can. It really, really helps. I greatly appreciate all of you. Any little bit you can do, even if it's just a like and a share, I really appreciate that as well. Honestly, I do. So love you all. Take care, and I'll talk with you soon.